What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ratcherado, and welcome back to the Next Level Fear Show. By now, 2 months in, March 1st, you guys should already be, 8 weeks into the gym? You started back in January, maybe the first or second week in January, and you cut out all your carbs, or you try to cut out all your carbs. You didn't listen to what I had to say. And yeah, you went out and you lost about maybe 10, 15, maybe even 20 pounds of water. Water. Yes. So for those of you that are surprised at the fact that you're not losing as much weight as you did when you first started, is because it was primarily water. Sorry to tell you that. So if you're having a problem and you feel stuck and you're getting into cardio and you're doing everything you have to do, you're trying to do it correctly, stay tuned. I might have something that possibly could help you out. Maybe a little trick here and there, okay? So with that being said, let's talk about it. All right. Cutting out the carbs is fine if you want to cut out certain calories, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about calories. It's about how much calories we consume versus how much calorie we're using for energy at the end of the day. They call it calories in, calories out. Okay. Without getting into the specifics of what that means and trying to break it down on a scientific level, that's not me. I'm not going to be able to do that for you. All right. I just watch a lot of content pertaining to nutrition, obviously, and the science of nutrition, working out. And at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. You got to move more. You got to eat a little less if you're trying to be the type of individual to lose some fat around the waist and hips and everywhere else, right? So if you're that person and you're trying to lose some weight, then this video is for you. The issue here is that cutting out the carbohydrates in the beginning may seem like the thing to do because maybe that's what you're used to seeing. Maybe you're an old school individual like me, middle-aged man, right? That grew up in the era of eat what you want and train your butt off, right? And that's it. Don't worry about it. Just eat and train and grow, right? But no, times have changed, man. We all know times have changed. With that being said, carbs are not the enemy. I've said this plenty of times on previous videos. Neither is fat. You need carbs. Definitely need protein. And if you're lacking in any one of those macros, you're not going to be operating on all cylinders. All right. Eventually, you will crash. Eventually, you're going to hit a wall. And maybe some of you are hitting the wall right now. Maybe some of you are hitting the wall. So here's what happened to me when I started losing weight a couple years ago, and I decided to get on a keto diet. I used keto because, that's what I did. And I kind of did like a dirty keto. I didn't really do it correctly, but I did stay away from carbohydrates and I did stay away from consuming a lot of protein. And at the end of the day, I lost a lot of muscle because of it. And I lost a hell of a lot of strength. And I couldn't get pumped in the gym, believe it or not, on keto. I don't know what it was. I think it was the fact that I had no glycogen. They call it glycogen within my muscle. Maybe that's water within the muscle because I wasn't having any carbs. So although I lost a lot of weight, I lost a lot of muscle weight. And in the process, I was just a smaller, fatter version of myself, right? So if those of you who are losing weight and you see the numbers in the scale dropping, but you're not really noticing any definition, is because you're losing muscle as well. You're not taking in enough protein. So throughout the video, you're going to hear me say a lot about taking in protein. Why? Because protein is the key. You need protein. At least a gram per body pound. Okay? I don't know how much protein an individual would have to take if you're like 300 pounds, 250 plus pounds, and you're 5'8". I have no idea. All I would tell you is, what weight would you want to be? You know, if you're 300 pounds and you're 5'7", where would you want to be? You want to come down to 200 pounds? Then I would say have 200 grams of protein. Because those that have gained that much weight, trust me, you put on muscle as well. You want to keep all that muscle, right? So the best way to do it is to at least, you know, if your goal weight is 200, I would say try to maintain a 200 grams of protein per day, every day consistently. Work out, do cardio, and that would be it. For the rest of us that are trying to lose maybe 30, 40 pounds, and I don't know, you're 5'7", and you're 200 pounds, you're a little fluffy around the waist, a little soft around the midsection. Maybe you never even seen your abdominals before. I used to be that guy. And you want to see your abs, right? You don't really see any shoulder separation from, you know, your shoulders to your biceps or your triceps. So you want to see that. You want to see some nice capped delts. I'm going to tell you, for those of you that are in the 5'7", 5'8", maybe even 5'9" range, and you're about 200, maybe 220, you got to come down bare minimum 40 pounds. Bare minimum. Without seeing you. Without being able to see what you actually look like, where you hold your weight. Is it primarily around your waist? Some guys hold it in their upper back and shoulder area, chest area. They're real big around the top, and then they have absolutely no legs. You know, if you're that guy, you know, you're gonna have to lose some weight, and at the same time, you're gonna have to train. You're gonna have to train hard, so that way you can even out what you look like. Grow your legs, you know, and maybe hit your legs 3 days out of the week. Maybe hit your upper body once a week, so that way you can kind of catch up, you know. But if you're gonna hit your upper body, let's just say 3 times a week, and you have no legs, you're gonna look like an ice cream cone. You know what I mean? You're gonna be so big up top, small on the bottom, it's just not gonna look right. So if you want to look aesthetically, you know, pleasing to the eye, and you want to have some sort of symmetry to your body, to your physique when you're losing weight, when you're losing the 40 pounds, I would say definitely hit the body part that you lack the most, for sure. Vice versa, if you have big legs, I'm going to say maybe hit legs once a week, but hit your body twice a week, your upper body twice a week rather. So the problem I think most people make is that most people believe that because eating healthy during the diet, during the cutting phase, should do the trick. And so I talk to a lot of people when they say, oh, well, I'm having, you know, a lot of nuts and peanut butter and whole eggs, and all that stuff is great for you, but that stuff packs so much calories because it is a nutrient dense food, especially nuts. When it comes to when it comes to peanuts, cashews, and any other kind of nut, man, it's just, it's way too much calories, and it doesn't have enough protein to match the caloric intake that you're sacrificing every meal, right? So if you're gonna have, you know, a handful of peanuts, you know, that can be 300 plus calories. And that's, you know, a handful maybe, you know what I mean? So why would you do that to yourself? Whereas you can have 8 ounces of chicken, you can have some broccoli, you can have maybe 100 grams of rice, a real meal, and that's 300 calories. The chances of you being full having that meal versus you having a handful of peanuts, there isn't going to be any comparison. You're going to be hungry. You'll be starving with the peanuts. So those of you who think, oh yeah, I'm eating healthy. Yeah, you are. You're eating healthy. You're eating great. But you're over spilling on your calories. You don't even realize it. especially if you're not counting your calories. Same thing like if you're having carbohydrates, right? For those of you who are not cutting out the carbs, which I truly believe that's a good thing. Carbs are a necessity. If you're not cutting out the carbs, but you're not counting or weighing your food, weighing your carbs, tracking your macros, whether it's bread, rice, pasta, whatever it is, you're going to run into a problem, because pastas and rice and breads and all that stuff add up like that. It is the one food that can take you from, let's just say you're doing an hour of cardio every single day, right? Starting on Monday, you killed it all the way to Saturday. Sunday, you're resting, or maybe even you're hitting it on Sunday as well. 7 days a week, you're committed to an hour of cardio a day. You're burning roughly, 250, maybe up to 500, depending on what type of cardio you're doing. Let's just say 500 calories, right? And you add that up by 7 days out of the week, that's 3,500 calories. That's roughly a pound of fat that you're burning, right? Now you go ahead and you have one cheat meal, and that one cheat meal consists of a hero, or 3 slices of pizza, 4 slices of pizza, a bowl of pasta. What you did was erase all the cardio you did the prior week, just based on that one cheat meal. I know this to be true because I used to do it. I used to do cardio for 2 hours sometimes, right? I'll walk for 2 hours, and then on Sunday or Saturday, whichever day we pick to go out and have dinner or whatever and try to live a normal lifestyle, I just erase everything I did. Come Monday, I get on the scale, and all those calories are now sitting in my stomach from that meal that I had, and now I'm up 2 pounds. How many times have that happened to you, right? Now you're up. You lost 1 pound, and now all of a sudden you're up 2. It's ridiculous. The issue with that is that it's not all fat, right? It's water. It's primarily glycogen. It's your muscles replenishing themselves, right? With the carbohydrates that you're including into your system, not including the water that you're drinking and all that. But it really messes with our head when we look at the scale and now we're up 2 pounds, right? We want to consistently drop weight every single week. It's not like that, folks. That's not how it's going to happen. I don't care if you are super strict with your food. You're counting your calories, you're weighing your food, you're getting in your macros, right? Your protein, everything is perfect. It doesn't matter. Your body somehow will retain more water than normal. I don't know why it does that. I'm not a doctor. I have no degrees in nutrition. I have no idea. All I know from experience is that from weeks after weeks of dieting, this is what would happen. All of a sudden, I'd look at the scale and I'm up 2 pounds. I'm like, where did this happen? I didn't cheat. I didn't cheat this week. The one meal that I had 1 slice of pizza. That was only, 400 calories. Like, why am I up 2 pounds? It makes no sense. But don't get discouraged, because that just happens. Okay, that is your body. Maybe it's some sort of self-defense mechanism that your body is going through at the time, because you're losing fat and your body is like saying, hold on a second, hold on, we want to hold on to this, right? For those of you who haven't seen your abs ever, your body is probably saying, absolutely not, we're going to hold on to this. Let's save some of the nutrition, let's store that as fat. I don't know. The bottom line is that it happens. Stay consistent. Continue doing what you're doing. Trust yourself. Trust the process of being committed to doing your cardio every single day without fail. Training as best as you can without fail. And I guarantee you, from now till June, right? From now till June, you're going to see a noticeable difference. Don't forget to take pictures. Don't forget to record yourself, so that way you can see for yourself. Pictures don't lie, okay? Try to take the pictures also with the same lighting style so you can see the results, right? If you're taking pictures and you're constantly changing your light, it's really not going to do anything for you, okay? So stick with the same lighting style so that way you can see the results. Take pictures of your front, your back, your side, all of that, so that way you can really, really see how the weight loss, program is going for yourself. I say all of this because I run into these problems and I'm strict. I got discipline. I'm doing this every single day and I run into some problems. Just recently, I started adding about a cup of butter to about, 6 pounds of chicken or something like that, right? It's 2 of the big Costco type sizes of chicken cutlets. It's got like 5 chicken cutlets, whole chicken cutlets in each one. So I would cook 10 of them all together. Instead of using olive oil, I said, you know what? Let me change up the flavor a little bit. Let me see how this butter would work. I didn't lose not 1 pound for 2 weeks. And of course, I should have known better, right? You're cooking with butter. How dense is butter? How many calories is butter, right? I know that cooked grilled chicken, every ounce is about 30 calories. So if I'm having 8 ounces of grilled chicken, I knew that to be in the 240, let's just say 250 range. I was adding an extra 100 because of the butter and I was still off. So if I had 8 ounces of chicken, instead of saying, okay, 8, 16, 24, 240 calories, I would say, all right, let's add an extra 100. Let's make it let's make it 350. So 350, you times that by 3, because I was having 150 grams of protein a day. That's going to put me over what? 1,050 calories? 369, 1,050 calories, right? I was off by a mile. I wasn't even losing weight. Mind you, I'm walking for 2, maybe 3 hours a day for the entire day, right? I'm tracking my calories. I even have my Apple Watch, my weight set to 3 pounds below what I am now, right? So I weighed in this morning at 158 pounds. I came down from 165, but I started in January. I did it real slow. I mentioned this before. I said I wanted to lose as much fat without losing any muscle tissue whatsoever. So I was going to lose like 1 pound of fat every 2 weeks. That's like not even noticeable, okay? And I wanted to do this for the first half, January and February, and then pick it up March and April, okay? So coming down 6 pounds, now at 158, I'm still holding on to a lot of size that I had put on over the last year. And I'm happy for that. But for 2 weeks, I didn't lose not 1 pound because I went ahead and messed up and used butter to cook my chicken. I should have known better, right? So obviously I'm back off the butter and let's see what happens next week. It's little things like this that you have to pay attention to, because if you're not paying attention to those small details, all right, it can just throw your whole game off. Okay. So I honestly would say this. You're going to come in, you're going to have some highs, you're going to have some lows. Sometimes, and what I mean by that, sometimes as you're losing the weight, you might run into a problem and it might spike, or maybe it might plateau. Don't think that what you're doing is wrong. If you're doing, like I said before, if you're doing an hour cardio a day, maybe you're a freak like me, you're doing 3 hours of cardio a day, right? Because you got nothing but time. I would say to you, just continue doing what you do. I guarantee you're going to see a noticeable difference come June. 1,000%. And if you don't see it, someone else is going to see it. Someone that hasn't seen you in quite some time are going to say, damn, you lost a lot of weight, man. You look good. Guaranteed. All right. What else? What else could I give you guys before I let you go? I would say start. Oh, in terms of a really good meal to have to satisfy those hunger cravings at night. Cause like I consider myself an average individual. I consider myself just like you. I get hunger cravings just like everybody else. All right. I crave sugar just like everybody else. All right. And carbs and all that good stuff. So what I would say to you is this. Towards the end of the meal, I save around 400 calories right before bed. Literally right before bed. And what I do is I'll have 2 servings of sugar-free yogurt. It can be vanilla. It can be strawberry. I forget the name brand that I use. I'll pop it up into the screen. But anyway, I'll use 2 servings of sugar-free yogurt. Each serving is 70 calories. Each serving, I think, has, I want to say around, 18 grams of protein, right? I'll include strawberries. I'll include blueberries. I'll include some cinnamon right around the, all over the vanilla yogurt. I like vanilla. And I'll also include some walnuts. 1 serving of walnuts. I think it's like freaking 12 walnuts, all right? Fits in my hand. 200 calories, okay? 200, but it's got really good fat in it. It's got really good micronutrients, stuff that you really need. So how many calories is that? You got 140 for the yogurt, 200 for the walnuts, that's 340. The strawberries are minimal. I think the strawberries, I do 100 grams of that. I do 100 grams of blueberries. It's not even 150 calories. I don't even think it's 150, right? So what did I say? I said 340, 440. All right. It's around, I would say it's around 440, 450. I have that. I go to bed full. I feel great. Right before bed. It has the sweetness. You know what I mean? It's got the crunchiness from the walnuts. So it's satisfied that crunchy feeling that you want at night, because you want to chew and crunch, right? Doesn't matter what it is. It could be cereal, right? You just want to be able to chew on something. So I'll have that, and man, I'll wake up and I'll feel fantastic. Honestly, I'll just feel great. And I'll make sure that I have that every single night. Okay. So for those of you who like yogurt and feel it, feeling the yogurt thing, it's got a lot of protein. It's really good for you. It's really good for your gut health and all that good stuff. So they say. I don't know this to be factual or true, but this is what they say. So this is why I do it. It really does satisfy my hunger cravings. And man, I sleep like a baby. Don't let anybody tell you that eating before bedtime is going to get you fat. That is absolutely false. You can eat anytime you want throughout the day, as long as you are under your caloric maintenance. I'm going to say it again. As long as you are under your caloric maintenance, you can eat whatever you want. I choose to eat high protein foods that are good for you, foods that are going to satiate you throughout the day, so that way it satisfies your hunger craving. I eat whenever I want. Okay? So be careful with those damn cheat meals. Listen to me, if you're having cheat days, this is why you still fat. Because there's no such thing as a cheat day. I'm gonna tell you that right now. No cheat days. That is ridiculous, okay? Be careful with the cheat meal, man. A cheat meal does not mean an entire pizza pie, unless you're just gonna reverse all the cardio you did for the entire week, okay? A cheat meal is a cheat meal within reason, all right? With that being said, I'll see you on the next one. I wish everybody the best of luck. Peace out.